Hi, it's Alex Goldfayn. Thank you for watching. I want to talk with you today about optimism and enthusiasm and how rare it is in business and in sales. And the key takeaway, we'll start with it right away. If you can bring your customers and prospects optimism and enthusiasm, I'm telling you, they're going to thank you with their money. You will make a lot of money by bringing positivity and optimism to customers and prospects. Why? Because they don't really have anybody in their lives who can bring it to them. When the phone rings, it's either a supplier who can't get you the product or has a problem, right? They're bringing you bad news. Or it's a customer who's unhappy or has an issue or you screwed it up and you did something wrong. So for most of our customers and prospects, in normal times now, the incoming communications are negative, problematic, difficult, problems that need to be solved, hoops that need to be jumped through. And in these times, in pandemic crisis times, it's even worse. If you turn on the news or accidentally point your web browser to a news site, it's terrible. The news is truly frightening, right? Terrifying at times. The news alerts that come in on your computer screen, right? I'm doing it here because they come in from right around this corner on my screen. Terrible news, almost always. If you can pick up the phone now and call your customers and prospects with positive energy and news and information and optimistic conversations. Listen, you're going to be the only one that does it. You're going to be the only one that brings your customers that kind of positivity. I had a client salesperson say, I think last year, that this was into our project already. He had been making the proactive communications that our project entails. And he stood up in the workshop, because we were together, and he said to his colleagues, I realized that I am the only one who brings my customers positivity and value and solutions. He said everybody else brings these people problems, right? As I said at the beginning, suppliers only call when something is wrong. Otherwise, the proactive communications are almost non-existent. So when you call customers and prospects, you're gonna be the only one in good times with positivity. Now let's talk about these times that we find ourselves in. Over the last couple of weeks, I have heard from one salesperson after another, from one client after another, some version of this story. I called my customer and they told me that I am the only one that's calling them. And then they say some version of this next sentence, and almost everybody said it to me, your competition must not care. Your competition must not give a darn. And some of them use different words than darn, yeah? It's truly silence at your customer's desk. They're sitting there, right? They're at home. They're at their desk. And look, routine is settled in too, right? We kind of know what we're doing now. It's not shocking really anymore. We know we're in a difficult time. We know we're in a terrible time, but everybody sort of got their routine or the beginning of their routine in motion, right? The grown-ups, the parents, the customers or prospects, they kind of know what they're doing at home. The kids, I'm pointing that way because that's where mine are, down that hall, down the stairs. They kind of know what they're doing. You know, ours are doing remote learning. Other kids are doing homeschooling. There's a routine now. And so now is the time to be present. Now is the time to bring positivity and optimism to your customers. And their phones are silent. You're gonna be the only one who calls them. So now that we've established how valuable and rare optimism and positivity is, and how important it is for us to bring it to customers and prospects, let's talk about how. How do we spread this enthusiasm and positivity? I think the most important thing I can tell you about this is, first, we have to be optimistic and positive. If we don't feel that way, it's basically impossible to spread that message to our customers and our prospects. So how do we become optimistic and positive if we are not currently? Or perhaps how do we become more optimistic and positive? Number one, take stock of what's good in your life. Be aware of it. Know the things that there are to be grateful for. Be actively grateful, right? Not passively grateful, which is, yeah, things are good, but actively grateful. Think through the things we have to be thankful about. So let's talk about that a little bit. What is there to be grateful about? Customers who need us. Prospects who can benefit from working with us. People, customers, and prospects who know your name. And when they see you calling, they pick up the phone and they talk to you. And by the way, all of your customers and prospects now are sitting at their desk by their phone. It's easier to reach your customers and prospects today than it ever was before the pandemic. It's never been easier. They're just sitting there. They're not traveling, right? Nobody's on an airplane. They're not in meetings. They might be on Zoom meetings, but that meeting is at the computer, at their desk. They're sitting alone at home, waiting for you to call them and reach out to them. That's something to be grateful for. That's pretty cool. Our colleagues, we can be grateful for the people that we work with. Some of them we're friends with, and that's pretty wonderful. Some of our customers we are friends with. I am friends with nearly all of my clients. I would be happy to have a drink with them, and in fact, with some of them, I have had virtual drinks over Zoom during this time. More to be grateful about. Our customers who have rejected us. Why should we be grateful for that? Because it gets us closer to the next yes. Every single no gets us closer to the next yes. Without the no's, there are no yeses. You can't get a yes without a bunch of no's first. That is how sales works, unfortunately. That's the life we live. We've got to work our way through the no's to get to the yeses. And if somebody tells me that, well, I don't get any no's, right? I don't hear no very much. I immediately know they're not asking for the business very much, because the no's get us closer to the yeses, and that is something to be grateful and optimistic about. Next, how about our incredibly supportive family? Right? How about the people who support this work that we do, which is difficult work, at times stressful work, at times trying work, and they're there for us. Long ago, luckily, enough time has passed. I had entire years in my business when my wife believed in me and the work that I was doing more than I believed in it. Right? That's long before the books and everything that you see behind me, but there were years, plural, when that was the case. And so how lucky am I? How lucky are you to have support from your family? And really, that we have a lot of customers who appreciate us and value us, and that we can help them more with additional products, with additional services, and that's something to be grateful about as well. You know, study after study finds that grateful professionals, and in our world, grateful salespeople, outperform those who aren't. What is the opposite of gratitude? In sales, I think it's not necessarily being ungrateful. I think it's cynicism. Cynicism is the opposite of gratitude. And so, how many of your customers want to buy from a cynical salesperson? Do you? If you can bring me positivity and optimism and enthusiasm and gratitude, man, I'm going to hold you as close as I can to me. And I know that that prospect might sound scary to some of you, but I'm going to want you nearby because I have so few sources of that in my life. And frankly, in my world, I am the greatest source of it for myself, right? Which is a good way to be. But if you can contribute to that, I'm not letting you go. And I would bet my money on the fact that your customers and your prospects are very much the same way. So First, become positive, become optimistic, become enthusiastic, bring energy, create energy, and bring it to your customers and prospects. They need you more than ever. They are eminently reachable now at their desk, waiting for you to call them and be present and help them and bring them the kind of positivity and enthusiasm that they're not getting anywhere else. Remember, the competition is silent. It's easier than ever right now to be better than the competition. How do you do it? By picking up the phone. Go help your customers, help your family, bring them joy, and I wish you a wonderful week. Go get them. Listen, if you liked this video and my other work here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll get all the videos as they come out. If you enjoyed this particular video, please click the like button. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm Alex Goldfayn. I'll talk to you soon.